Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.
Every time I start talking about boxing, a white man got to pull Rocky Marciano out there.
It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
Oh, this hard goddamn work being this good.
One more again, see what I take on your front set, I swear.
You ain't my daddy, are you?
There's gonna be consequences and repercussions.
What time is it? Game time.
Okay, welcome again to the Don't Be Blasé podcast. We're coming to you live from the House of Pain, otherwise known as Snapfit at Adelaide CBD. I'm your host, Steve Caruana, joined as always by my man, Steve Burrows.
Good morning, Spee.
Good morning, Steve. How was your drive in?
It was fucking terrible, Spee, and I think we're going to have to revisit this arrangement we've got. Me driving in from Virginia and you walking from one room to the other doesn't seem kind of fair to me.
Well, in fairness, I was already sitting in the room. I didn't have to walk anywhere. But before we get started, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Larry and Lad. Go see the boys at Original Arcade. Get yourself an awesome coffee. Listen to some pretty sweet tunes. But for now, on with the show. So you're saying, Stephen, retirement not treating you well so far?
Retirement is treating me awesomely. At Virginia,
yes.
Coming into town,
yes.
I've actually, it's funny, since I've been on retirement, I've actually come into town 3 times this week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
You know how I refer to Virginia as a different country, maybe somewhat of a country town? The fact that you refer to it as I came into town.
Yeah. Yeah, so, yeah.
Well, maybe we need a bit of a bit later mid-morning setup.
Just the fact that it took me an hour to get in, then I had to get a car park, and then it's going to cost me a fortune just to park here to talk about a lot of nothing.
You're going to have to get a job just to pay for the park.
Oh, exactly. So, I don't know. Let's we'll revisit
We'll cross that bridge when we come.
Okay.
But what we're going to do, first of all,
we're
going to talk into a poll that we had, and not to do with our all-timers. The other poll. Steve.
Yes, mate.
Your weight loss challenge.
Oh, yes.
I heard it is fucking official as of May 1st. We are on. It's game on. Steve, Rocco, Better Man, Slims.
Better Man, Slims?
Yes. I was going to go with wins. But Slims,
that's not too
you're
bad.
Trying to lose. You'll get it on the way home.
The penny joke, 6 cents there. It starts this morning. So, woke up, did the kids to school and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Had a coffee, did not add any sugar or milk.
Oh, wow.
And coffee without sugar and milk, to me.
Tastes like coffee?
And plus it's, I don't have like a coffee, or we have a coffee machine, but I don't use it. But I'm talking about instant, what's a bit
of Moccona?
Moccona.
Or the Blend 43.
Yeah, Moccona.
Yeah.
So when I drink it, look, it wasn't dreadful, but... it
wasn't good either.
It wasn't great. It was just, I just drunk it.
I might have to get you on the old plunger setup. I've got the old plunger setup at home, get some good ground beans. Maybe go see the boys at Larry and Lad.
Hey, there we go. That'll cost me a whole bunch of parking. So I don't know about that. But yes, anyway. So I started today when I actually was going to train with you, but I can't train with you today. I have to go all the way back to Virginia, and I'll be there to pick up the kids by 3 o'clock.
Yeah, you might get back in time.
But I'll do some cardio today, hit the weights, and start this journey for 10 weeks.
I'm excited because Rocco did fill me in. He sent me a message.
Wow.
He's keen. He thinks we need to do before and after photos, which I'm all for. I don't know if you've done your photos already?
Did last night.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I'll be keeping them ones close to me, I think. Not much sharing happening there.
No, I don't think anyone really wants to.
No, cool.
Yep. But I've been invited to come out to the Virginia House of Pain.
Oh, the Vast
Fitness 24/7.
Wow.
I've been invited to come out and put in a little guest session. So we might even have the big man.
Hang on, with Rocco or with me?
Did
I say I knew this was going to happen? I knew it was going to happen.
You reckon he's trying to poach?
Oh, there's no doubt about it.
He's just trying to sabotage.
Yeah, he saw that you won the PT of the year last year, and I think he wants in on that.
Well, that's right. But I'll come down and I'll do a workout with you, Steve. We had a couple of workouts. We had a couple of workouts in down here.
Yeah.
But I think we might have to have the great man on the show.
Bring him on.
Get him as a special guest.
Get Rocco on the show.
Yeah, you know what? Usually when there's a 3-person dynamic here, there's usually 2 people getting ganged up on one.
It's usually me. Yeah,
it's usually me. And it most likely will probably be you again.
Okay. So I'll give you a little bit of a tidbit. I weighed in at 95.5 this morning. 95.5.
That's quite good.
To me, weight loss isn't critical.
No.
For me, it's just reshaping my body a little bit better now.
Yeah.
So, I'm not unhappy where I'm at, but you can always do better. And that's where I'm headed.
I think we've got positive signs ahead, Steve. Like I said, you do pull into shape pretty quickly. You just need a bit of discipline.
Yeah.
Speaking of discipline,
Yes.
how did your Easter weekend go? Because that was the one we were concerned about.
Well, isn't that funny? So I haven't been I haven't trained in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah, you're doing some of those Easter egg bicep curls.
Yeah, my arms are shrinking. My stomach's blown out. But I thought I would play this, use this as my advantage.
Yes.
So I figure, well...
Start bad. So
That's right.
You're tanking for draft picks.
Tank.
Not trying for Zion over here.
Exactly. So I figured, well, if I don't train for 2 weeks,
you'll be at your worst possible shape.
Take those photos.
Yeah.
And then, it shouldn't take long to get back into it. So Easter literally has lasted, 17 days or something. It ended last night.
Wow,
for me. I'm still been eating Easter eggs, and we still got a whole big bowl of Easter eggs. We still got like 4 Humpty Dumpties, 2 big crunchy rabbits.
I love crunchies.
All those solid eggs, which I just dig. And I'm not going to be able to get any of them for the next 10 weeks.
There you go. Well, see, I had a pretty quiet Easter. I didn't divulge too much. I'm not a big chocolate person, obviously. Although the lovely darling Emma, I'll call her Emma today because she made a little Easter egg hunt around our apartment for me. So that was lovely because I enjoy being a child because I'm a fucking massive baby. But she got those the solid lint eggs.
Oh yeah, solid. Yep.
Oh, and the chocolate is outstanding.
Yes.
The only complaint I had was there was 15 around the house to find.
Okay.
I found all 15, and it was in the lounge room, in the kitchen. Not like I said, small apartment, not a lot of places to hide, but she, did her best. 15, put them in a bowl. Now, I ate 7 of them, bowl's empty. So I think it was a bit of I give you this, but I take it myself.
Yeah.
So, I got dicked out of a bit of my chocolate, but I did buy her a big carob egg. She likes carob.
Carob?
Oh, I don't know.
What's carob?
It's that fake chocolate
Is
shit.
that like Sonic TVs to
Sony
TVs?
No, it's sort of like a chocolate alternative.
It's an alternative.
Which I got as a kid, and it was like, we got it because it was like cheap as fuck. This egg cost me $13. Because now it's
Is it trendy or something now?
Yeah, because now it's gluten free, it's all that wank, there's no sugar added, and like it's just like, it's healthier technically than chocolate. So even though it used to be the cheap, shitty alternative, now because the cheap, shitty alternative is now seen as being somewhat, like the whole thing of, I don't know if you've seen this recently, Steve, vegan leather, which is like pleather, which is like the jackets we wore when we were like 20 because we couldn't afford fucking leather jackets, but now apparently they're trendy because I'm buying cheap like jackets that are pretty much made out of seat car holders to save the environment. Not because I can't afford leather. That's where we're going these days.
Wow.
Steve. So that was there. So no, Easter was a good time.
Okay.
I did venture out. This is just an off topic. This is
segue.
Well, it's just still food related.
Okay.
I did venture out your way, Stephen.
How far out my way?
Oh, not actually. I did go pretty far out last weekend. I did go all the way to Gawler to go visit a friend of mine owns the Chibo in Gawler.
Yep.
But on the Saturday afternoon, I did venture out to our old neck of the woods, and then when I came back through on Sunday, there is a taco place in Salisbury.
Okay. Oh, you went to Salisbury?
Yes.
Wow.
Because there is a taco place in Adelaide. Now, it's one of those ones, it's bizarre. It got a review in the New York Post. Like some reviewer happened to be in Adelaide. We are quite known for our, wine and food and that sort of stuff. Sure. But it's this tiny little, it's like, those little shitty strip malls where there's just like a deli, there's like a hairdresser.
Sure, yeah,
And then there's just like another shop.
Like a laundromat or something.
Yeah. The other shop just happens to be this taco place run by these Mexican people. So it's proper Mexican food run by Mexican people, and it's fucking delicious. It got a review in the New York Post. It became like a viral sensation. This place was packed.
I've heard about this place.
Yes, it's just around the corner from the old gym.
Yeah, at Brahma Lodge Way,
south.
Yeah,
so it's
I've heard of this place.
It's off Cross Keys Road, you go down Jago Road, and it's down this back street. It's literally middle of nowhere.
Is it someone's house or something like that?
No, it's just part of this little deli, like one of those little strip mallies sort of setups. But it's down like back streets. It's so bizarre. But I went there Saturday, and then we went back again on Sunday. So I'm actually getting.
So you went there on Saturday,
Yeah. So we went the week before, Easter weekend.
Oh, sorry.
And then this past weekend,
You went back
on
again.
Sunday, because we went out to Gawler to go visit my
Yeah.
friend. And then on the way back through, we're like, let's just see if that taco place is open. And it's really,
Wow.
really good.
Yeah.
So I might be heading out that way a bit more in future. And it just get all the old memories because it's just around the corner from the old gym.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes, old Monster Factory.
Yeah, so there you go. So that's been my eating and weeking extravaganza.
Excellent. Well done. Well done. We usually have family over, so we usually do breakfast.
Yep.
For my family, and we do a dinner for Jonah's family.
Yep.
How
does Filipino Easter go?
Filipino is
Is it like Filipino Christmas?
Filipino? It's just good times all the time because the food
Is amazing.
It's amazing, and it's good all the time, and it doesn't have to be for anything. It can
Yeah.
just be dinner on Wednesday night.
It should be Filipino
killing
Wednesday.
it.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I love it. And added to the bulk, which I was happy with. So
Yeah.
I actually had some last night. Got home last night from an appointment.
Now, did you do the Easter egg hunt in the backyard for old
For
Sophia
both.
Mania and Samuel?
Sophia Mania, yes, that's right, and Samuel, and that's right. We took two, obviously, one
Yep.
on the Friday, one on the Sunday.
Yep.
It went well. Went well. The kids love it. The bigger kids are a bit of assholes.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
kind of like, they load up their bucket.
Yeah.
Basically, it's recorded of how many eggs are out there, and the idea is, let the little ones out there first, but the big kids.
No.
When eggs is on the
There's chocolate on the line. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
they
rules
go
are out the
in.
window. Yeah.
high contact, hip and shoulders and everything, man. It doesn't matter. They're getting in their chocolate eggs.
So the match review panel's gonna have to go.
Yeah, that's right. MRP, that's right. So, speaking of Sophia,
Yes.
Sophia Mania, I just want a quick shout out.
Yes.
She's had a couple big weekends.
No, I did see there was some big news on the old socials.
Yeah,
Tell us about the world champion, Sophia Mania.
Well, it's actually, that's right. So there was two. She actually had Sports Day.
Yep.
I can't remember if I've mentioned this before. She had Sports Day a week or two ago. She won her sprint.
There you go.
She won her sprint, so that they selected a couple kids from each class to represent.
Yeah.
And she won her sprint.
And they just saw the surname Burrows, went, "Oh, this will be competitive."
Straight on.
Yep.
Straight on. And she won it. And it was so awesome because I got the wife and I, we still was like sat at the finish line and she come towards us. And I was like, I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure she was going to win.
Yeah.
But she,
And
it
then
was
as soon as she
fucking
crossed
amazing.
the finish line, Steve just turned to the other parents, never in doubt. Never in doubt.
I definitely had a bit of swag that day. And then more recently, on the weekend just gone, she competed in the under-7 state finals karate championships.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, she's 5.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's competing against children
A year older.
a year or two old. There were 7-year-olds there, and the thing is, what's interesting about that is that when you're 5 to 7, like if you're 38 to 36 or whatever,
There's not much difference.
There's
Yeah,
not much
yeah.
difference. But when you're 5 to 7, there's a significant difference in size, maturity,
it's every year
strength.
going up. Like I said, when I used to coach under 12s, the kids that had just come up from under 10s that were just turned 10, they were like, it was like high schoolers versus
Yeah.
between just the kids that were 11 and the kids that were 10, and like it was just ridiculous the size difference. So yeah,
Exactly.
No, I understand what you're talking about.
So she took it in her last fight for the bronze medal. So
Yeah.
she
Sweep the leg.
No, she did it. But the thing is with Sophia, I mean, she's only 5,
Yeah.
and as skilled as she is, she's still quite timid and stuff. She
Yeah.
doesn't, so she was down 3 points to 0 at one point.
Yeah. Did you call timeout?
I didn't. I said, put him in the body bag, Sophia! And then that just woke her up,
Yeah.
and she won the match 7-6. Her last point she won was with 6 seconds to go.
Clutch.
6 seconds, and then for the last 6 seconds, I was like, just run away, Sophia, run away, don't get involved, just run away. And she won, and I was like I said, she won the bronze. The match she did, the actual only match she did lose was against the child who, he won silver.
Yeah.
But this kid's it was like Jet Li out there, and he'd won his previous matches like 8-0, 9-0.
Yeah.
When he fought Sophia, it was 5-2.
There you go.
So she had quite a good defense,
Yeah.
and she even stuck in for a couple of points as well. So
Nice.
super
no
proud
knockouts.
moment. No, not a lot of head contact in those bouts.
Bit disappointing.
She had a couple head kick goes, but
Yeah.
they didn't land. But it was just super exciting. You kind of get really emotional watching it, and you're sort of like, but you're trying to hold tough and stuff like that. But it was just great watching it.
I think I need
super
to,
proud.
might need to come down next time she's in a
Yeah,
contest.
well, she's got a grading this week,
Yeah.
so she'll get herself a new belt. So she'll just go up through the ranks, and the next state finals, I guess, will be next year sometime, and I can't wait because she'll be 1 year older by that point, and she'll be 1 year. She won't be the littlest one. She was like the smallest one by 6 inches in the tournament.
Oh yeah, well,
So,
you're used to being the shortest one. So,
Exactly,
yeah,
exactly.
It's going to happen to a lot of her life with you as a father.
will be.
And let's be honest, Jonah's not the tallest either.
No,
so
she's not.
she's going to have to get used to fighting him from underneath. But thinking about
That's right, yeah.
fighting from behind is Eddie Murphy. We're
Yes.
gonna bring back our conversation from 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
Now, we do appreciate everyone with the Purple Monkey dishwasher. We loved your calls on the Facebook, and everyone going to bat for us with the whole, if you actually listen to the show, we appreciate that sort of level of snobbery and snitching. We appreciate those sorts of behaviours here. But yeah, let's discuss the winners. Steve.
Yes, me.
There's been a lot of questions of whether or not you are on the Marriage of Hoonies. Because everyone that didn't listen to the show went, well, why would you choose life over Coming to America? Well, because it's a fucking special movie to us, people.
It is. Yeah, I understand, like, looking at it from the first point of view wwithout listening.
Yeah.
You would say Life, and
Coming
Coming
to
to America,
America,
it's
yeah.
not even in the same class. But if you have seen Life 312 times like we have, it's such a well-built film and a quite emotional film, a very funny film. It takes you for a ride. You'd understand it. You'd understand it. So, look, I appreciate the criticism.
Yes, we
I
take it
do.
on board.
I do, but I
We
stand by
knew
the
it was
decision.
going to happen. We knew
Exactly,
it was going to happen,
we
so
knew.
we weren't that fussed with that one.
No.
Although, our man Ben did bring up one that as soon as I think we probably both said the same thing.
Yes.
And I even put the quote on the page. As soon as I saw it, I went, how do we forget I Spy?
Yeah.
I Spy is hilarious. Just for that one scene where they're stuck in the sewer together, and he's like, he starts talking to you. Look, I'm not going to have some conversation just because we're stuck here together. And then the next scene, my grandmother raised me. That is one of Eddie Murphy's greatest, 30 seconds of screen time ever. It's perfect. It's a great movie.
That's a great movie. I remember when I went to America in 2003, I bought it on DVD. I haven't watched it since then.
Yeah.
Because the American DVDs didn't used to work on our DVD players.
Yeah.
But I watched it on the plane over there.
Yeah.
And when, back in those days, you bought DVDs.
Yeah.
I went out, seeked it, bought the DVD, watched it half a dozen more times.
I mean, that was when I had Foxtel back in the day, and that movie had come out then, and so every time it was on, it was just like, well, I'm here now. Yeah, and I would just watch it again to the finish, and then if it came on later, watch it again. It was just hilarious. Really, really good movie.
Trading Places was one I think we didn't say.
We didn't say Distinguished Gentlemen.
Distinguished
You
Gentlemen,
brought
I
that up.
love that one. And you mentioned Boomerang just earlier.
Boomerang, yes, which is, I'm surprised I forgot because Boomerang's like the all-time scumbag movie.
Well, yeah, that's right,
I can't
yes.
believe I forgot it. Plus, it has the greatest
Song?
the dad from Friday.
Oh,
With
okay, yeah.
Did you know my daddy had a mushroom belt? It's like, look at the lining. Mushroom lining on my suit. He's like, and mushroom belt. You got to coordinate, son.
Actually, I forgot all about that. But what I was referring to is it actually had the Boys to Men End of the Road
Oh,
song.
yeah.
And I loved that song when I was a kid.
I just loved it. Boys to Men.
Yeah, they had a good, probably had a good 3 or 4 years there,
Had
didn't
a
they?
great run. This is a good
They
run.
had the 2 albums.
Yes.
Like the 2 good albums.
Yeah, Cooley High Harmony, the first one.
And I think the second one was just called 2 or something.
2,
wasn't
yeah.
it?
That was it. Just
that
Boys,
was
2 Men,
That's-
the album.
that's
Second
right.
album, 2. Fuck, they were
Genius.
clever.
Genius.
They were really clever. But I've been getting into a bit of the old, back into the R&B and stuff like that. Just old school music.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Because this is not on our little list here, because, we just fly everywhere.
Well, we all
We're
have a
just
shop.
flying on the seat of our pants. On Anzac Day.
Yes.
Did my dawn service in the morning, went and watched footy at lunchtime, and the lovely Emma did get me tickets to go see a guy called Gary Clark Jr.
Okay.
So Gary Clark Jr. is a guitar player. He does sort of bluesy music. Now, we were at Thebarton Theatre, which is one of the great places to go see anything in Adelaide, and it just gave me that old school feeling. You know what I mean? Like you said, we're talking about old R&B music sounds a certain way, and
Yeah, sure.
that guy Anderson .Paak that I love. He's brought out an album recently, and he has a song called "Make It Better," which has Smokey Robinson on it.
Oh, yes.
And when you hear it, it's one of those ones, it's sort of like, I was going on about Valerie. When you hear this song, it sounds like those old school songs. Like the second you hear it, you're like, hang on, is this an old song or a new song? Yeah, but it's brilliantly done. And the whole album is, as someone put on Twitter, he goes, it's Sunday morning, Saturday morning around the house music. And it's just that. If you had that on the background.
Who said that?
Bomani Jones. So, he's
Yeah.
got from ESPN. He just goes,
That's cool.
Yeah, it's Saturday morning house music. Like,
Yeah.
if you're like the house, you had that on. It's like that R&B sort of old classic music. It's great. You're doing the dishes or you're making breakfast. It's the kind of stuff you want to have on the background. But Gary Clark he'd probably be the closest thing that our generation will get to like a Jimi Hendrix. Yeah, he's got that he does the, sings a bit of the song, but then it's just every song's got the guitar solo. And yeah, so he had like it's a mix between like bluesy sort of guitar, like your BB King sort of thing, and your Jimmy. So it's like obviously you're not going to try to go, oh, Jimi Hendrix is the best, and I don't care. Fuck off. Like, this is like the modern equivalent. Like, this guy, I remember a friend of mine years ago played him, and it was at the house, same thing. I was just like, who's this? You know, and like, she's like, okay, Jim, okay. So I started getting into it and hearing it from there. And it was good to have that feeling. You know, we always bring up the whole thing of people don't enjoy live events anymore. And to put it into perspective, you know, Jared that works here, he went and saw that Post Malone.
Okay.
That rapper.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan.
No.
As one person put on, I saw it in a meme once, he looks like he'd smell how he looks, and that's and it's not a great thing, you know? Like, I'm not a big fan of Post Malone, but he was obviously posting videos from the gig, and everyone, like the whole crowd is just lighting up. It's just phones everywhere. You can just see everyone's filming it.
Recording it.
To put it up online. It's like, well, no one's like, and because the crowd for Gary Clark Jr., because he's a bit older and it's an older crowd, I filmed maybe 3 or 4 little 15-minute clips just to put up. And every time I pulled my phone out, I felt like I was being judged by the old people around me. I'm like, oh shit, I'm being one of those people, so I put my phone away.
Okay.
You know? Whereas, you know, you watch this other concert, everyone's just got their phone out. So it was different. Like, I love being in the old venue, listening to some old music. It was good times.
Do you listen to Gary Clark, or do you hear it?
Huh?
Do you listen or do you hear it?
Do I hear it? Do I listen? Yeah.
Do you hear it? Because, you know, what people, they don't hear Jimmy.
You're not
They
hearing
listen.
listening.
They hear
You're not
it.
hearing it.
I'm interested to listen to that. What was the other song you said about Pac-Man? What was his name?
Anderson .Paak.
Anderson .Paak. I want to hear that song because my mum was a huge Motown person.
Yeah.
I grew up on that stuff. You know, my dad was more the rock, you know, Chisel, Akadaka.
Yep,
Mum was all about the Temptations,
Smooth.
the Four Tops,
Yeah,
Smokey
yeah.
Robinson.
Well, yeah, no,
I'll be keen to hear this
I'll
song.
put it on for you afterwards. Obviously, we've been told not to play any music on.
No. But we can share it on our YouTube.
We can share it on Facebook. Yeah, he's got a clip for it.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, great, and it's a great song. As soon as you hear it, like the whole album, the first song is called "Come Home," and just the intro to it. It was a subject I was thinking of bringing it up on the show, but it's hard because if you don't know the music. And if you don't know, like, it's hard to do that on this medium if we're not playing the clip.
Sure.
But for me, because we were listening to another song the other day, it was in the car, the intro music to the Awaken My Love album by Childish Gambino.
Right.
The one that had Redbone on it.
Yeah, okay, I know that song.
So the song that opens the album, we listened to it the other day, and I was just like, the opening song to an album is very important. You know, because people don't really listen to albums anymore. They just listen to the singles. Like, a lot of people, if they get a new album, they just listen to it on... like random, or you know, like shuffle.
Yeah.
Which first time I listen to an album, I need to listen to it start to finish because that's the way they want it to be listened to. And Anderson .Paak's new album's got that song called "Come Home," and it's him and Andre 3000.
Okay.
So that right there, all of a sudden, I was like, "Ooh, I'm intrigued. I love Andre." You know, and just the lead into it and the way the song sort of like leads into the album, and it gives you pretty much an indication of how the rest of the album is going to be. So it's perfect. And so the same with the lead off to "Awaken My Love." I can't remember the name of the song, but yeah, the lead off song to that one is absolutely spot on. So it's just like, I was thinking, if you knew anything off the top of your head, you know, and it's like I said, bring it up last minute, but is there any songs you remember off albums that did the same thing for you?
Oh, jeez, no, on the spot?
Yeah.
No.
We're just thinking,
you know I'm not good on the spot.
I know, but of your classic albums, you know, the ones
Yeah.
that you loved, you know, how often do you think, oh, that's the first song? You know, like that's the one. You know, when you hear that, that's the lead into the album.
Well, I think I can remember All Eyes on Me. I'm pretty sure because there was 2 discs.
Yeah.
One was called Ambition as a Writer. I'm pretty sure. Do you remember that song?
Yeah,
I
Ambition's
remember.
Right. Yeah, because it had that intro beat to it, which was
That's
really.
right. I
Yeah,
remember that.
You know that you're listening to that album when you hear that song.
That's right. Because it just it does it throws me back. Even now, if that song comes up on my iPod or whatever, actually it just rewinds me back to 1996 when I was.
Same way we
cruising
hear
in
like
Gemini.
some sort of karate chopping and stuff like, you know, it's the start of 36 Chambers.
Yeah, exactly. You're not sure which song though, because there's a lot of those little Shaolin kind of things. Actually, I remember listening to an old episode I wasn't on, and you were talking to might have been Big J.
Yeah.
And you talked about collecting vinyl.
Yes.
Have you followed that up? Or
Well, I haven't bought any yet because I said the first one I wanted to buy was 36 Chambers. Now, I can't seem to find it anywhere in any of the shops. I've been to a couple of, Crackle and Pop records. They do like pop-ups and stuff like that. I've been there and I can't. I've found singles to like Cream and stuff like that, but not the whole album. So I want the whole album. So I haven't bought anything because that was like the one
That's
I
the one
wanted
you
to
wanna
have
buy.
as my first one.
Yeah.
But in saying that, this new Anderson .Paak album has come out on vinyl.
Oh, okay.
And I have ordered it. So
Wow, okay.
yeah, that's the one because I think this is, if you listen to, like I said, once you get to listen to it, it's one of those ones there. If you get that with a bit of lead in with the as crack on pop, which you get with
Yeah.
record player, I think it's going to be perfect. So that's why I've gone for that one. So that's actually going to be my first one.
That's cool. Because I was thinking about that the other day when I listened to the episode. I was like, I wonder what my first one. And obviously, the Bone Thugs ones is an obvious choice for me. But the one I would really want to get, which would really I think work with the sound, is the Nas Illmatic
Yes.
album. If that I'm assuming that is available somewhere.
Oh, everything's out of vinyl these
That
days, yeah.
would be the original one back in 1994, whenever it came out, 1993, 94. I reckon that would be my
Would be 94
first.
because it's the 25th anniversary of it.
Right.
Yeah,
So that would be my first one.
That's
If
good.
I was to
good
get
choice.
it, because some of those tracks, they got that real kind of grainy kind of sound to it. I reckon that would sound amazing on an old traditional stereo.
There we go. We're going to get a
Sister Segway.
back into a topic we discussed a couple of weeks ago. We'll just quickly touch on this one.
Okay.
The Avengers, Steve.
Okay.
Are
yes.
you up to date with your Marvel movies yet?
Well, no, I'd like to take my time with these things, Speed.
Yeah.
So I've watched the first one.
Yeah. Now you've
Uh,
got 24 films to go.
Yeah, exactly. I have talked to my brother-in-law
Yeah.
Clarence, and he has told me the order I should watch it in.
Yes.
So I think I missed the first. I think I've seen the first Iron Man. I've seen bits of the second Iron Man, but I thought no, I just want to watch Avengers,
Yeah.
get that under my belt, and then go from that point on.
Well,
Like I said, I've seen Captain America,
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel. I've seen Black Panther,
Yeah.
and now I'll try to fill in the gaps.
Well, the thing is, I did go see the new one, the Endgame, which apparently broke the record for highest opening weekend, like $1 billion.
Yeah, wow.
Now, this movie had the potential to have one of the greatest moments of all time.
Okay.
Now, the reason why I say this is because this has a little bit of a spoiler. The first, like, if you've seen Infinity War,
No,
the last
yeah,
one,
Yep.
Thanos comes and he gets the Infinity Gauntlet, clicks his fingers, half of existence disappears.
Right.
That's the whole premise leading into this one.
Right.
So if anyone hadn't seen that one, well, bad luck.
I'm that one person.
Yeah, okay.
okay. Yeah.
By that time, you'll forget it, Steve. You're,
Yeah, okay.
you're quite senile. You don't really listen to me anyway. So then it leads into this one here where, the remaining Avengers have got to go, quote, avenge the death of their things and try to get the Infinity Gauntlet back so they can unclick it and turn back and bring everybody back. It's stupid. It's a Marvel.
Hang on, so they're going to they're going to try to reverse.
They're going to try to reverse
done.
what he's done. So within and I heard, it's a 3-hour movie. It's this epic, blah, 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 blah. Now, the first scene of this Endgame, it's them getting together going, right, well, we need to go get Thanos, and we need to kill him. Blah, 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 blah. We need to, turn, we owe it to the other guys to go do it. Blah. So the first 20 minutes, they're up in space, like going to another planet to try to get to old purple Thanos. And they find him on his little planet. He's just chilling. He's got his little, he's like retired, Steve. He's like you. He's got his fucking grass out there. He's got his little house. He's
lawn,
tending to the
thanks.
garden. Yeah, he's picking shit out of the garden.
Yeah.
He's just trying to chill. They come to his house. They start attacking him. He tries to fight back. He's got the gauntlet on his hand, the little glove thing. They cut his arm off. Take the gauntlet off his hand. And then they turn it over and realise he's taken the stones out. So the thing's useless. It's just a big fucking glove. He's just doing the Michael Jackson at this stage. And he goes, no, where's the stones? I destroyed them using the stones. So he's done it so he can't be reversed. So then all of a sudden, old Thory Pants jumps from the...
Tory pants.
Thor jumps from the back, chops the guy's head off.
I feel like I would like to watch
No.
this, by the way.
This is the first 20 minutes of the movie.
Okay.
Screen fades to black. Now, I turned to my mate, I'm like, if the fucking credits come up now, I would have thought that would have been the greatest thing in the history of cinema. Now, the next 2.5 of the hours as the movie goes, and it's essentially like a secondary movie, like the whole... So that's almost like an extended part of the first film.
Sure.
And then it's almost like that, previously on the Avengers.
Yeah, sure.
And then it leads into the whole... So it's like, I spoil the first 20 minutes.
Okay.
But I was just reminded of, my favourite moment we've ever done in wrestling was the Wrestle Clash shows we did in Melbourne.
Right.
The over 18 shows. We built a story, because I had a similar idea in mind. Like I was saying to you, I said it on Twitter the other day, I don't appreciate payoffs, because like I said, I saw the Avengers, and it happened the way you expected it to happen. Everything goes the way you expect it to go. It's not, changing changing the landscape of how movies are be done. It's the traditional what you think is going to happen happens.
Yep.
Like there's no twists, there's no turns. It all fucking goes pretty much to formula. It's that kind of Hollywood movie. But I appreciate the build and I appreciate the story on the lead in. I very rarely appreciate the payoff because I really appreciate a good, strong story. So it reminded me of when we did it for Wrestle Clash when we had Big Elliot Sexton and little Edwin Lay, our little Asian referee. And the first show they did a spot is when Sexton was doing the dick punch on everyone. Dick punches the ref when he doesn't get the 3 count. Anyway.
Was this dick punching before? Oh, no, the other guy takes a punch, doesn't he?
No, the other guy has it where he grabs it. Yeah.
Joey Ryan.
Joey Ryan.
Right,
it's
right.
completely
Sorry.
different gimmick. But
Okay,
anyway,
right.
So out of touch there.
I'm sorry.
Anyway. So later on, Slexy's wrestling, goes for a sunset flip. Sexton's fighting it off. Referee comes up, dick punches him, loses 1, 2, 3. So he's going after the ref. So they just made it like a recurring theme. Like every show, big giant 6'5" Elliot Sexton and a little 5'7" skinny little Asian ref tussling, and like dick punch and you can't referee my match and this and that, and Edwin's costing him wins, and Sexton's belittling him and stuff like that and bullying him, and it came down to the vaunted contest that we had at Wrestle Clash, because over at a show where we had musical chairs in the ring.
Yes,
and the winner of musical chairs gets to pick the match of their choice.
Right.
And it comes down to those two, and Big Sexton pushes him out the way, goes to sit down, pulls the chair out from under him. Edwin stands on the chair. He wins, and he challenges Sexton to a match. So, it's standard wrestling. David and Goliath got the... We built it, and we had these promos.
I remember seeing these promos. Yeah.
And we built. And we might actually shut the promo up for it. Like,
Yeah,
Sexton made his own video leading into it.
It was a good video as well.
Oh, and it builds the story.
Yeah,
And
it
it
did.
builds up. It builds up to we had like around 400 people at this venue we used to run in Melbourne, and standing room only. It's over 18 show. Everyone's pissed. And so it was main event time, and so it was called Hot for the Orient. It was like Asian themed show.
That's right, yeah.
High key, bit racist, but it's Australia. We do these
It's a
things.
different song.
Yeah, and it was like last week. No, it was a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And it builds to like me and Slexy walked out, Edwin to the ring to kung fu fighting. We're both wearing kimonos, like I said, high key.
Wow, wait.
And so we walk into the ring. The whole they do the big ring announcements in this corner, Elliot Sexton, in this corner, Edwin Lay. We had all the wrestlers around the ring like a lumberjack match.
Yeah.
They're banging on the ring. The whole crowd. Edwin. Match ring. Ding, ding, ding. Edwin runs across the ring. Bam. Big boot. Steps on him. 1, 2, 3. Match was over in 4 seconds.
Perfect. Yeah.
That's what I find funny, And you see the crowd kind of go. I all started clapping like, you got us.
Appreciate it.
So if that happened in the Avengers movie, I mean, I understand the other 1 billion people that saw the movie would have been really pissed off, but fucking they would have won me. Because I enjoy the build to it, and I enjoy the actual payoff is never as good as the actual build. And I really appreciate a good build. And I thought, I love the way the last one finished with like Thanos winning. The bad guy won the last one. And if it just ended with, somewhat, because it's like life. Sometimes the fucking bad guys win, and obviously with that sort of story and that sort of franchise, it's never going to happen. But I really enjoyed the idea of maybe that could happen.
Well, and I'll echo your thoughts on the story building, and that's why one of the reasons I don't even enjoy watching wrestling anymore is that I feel like the production leading up to the match is always fantastic, and the videos and this is the difference between maybe UFC and the WWE. UFC payoffs usually do always pay off really well. The
fighters are not injured.
Well, of course, yes, of course. Yeah. As soon as they get to the ring, because it doesn't matter if it's a 13-second fight with Conor McGregor and Aldo,
or
it's a 5-round war like the other day, Israel and Gastelum.
Yep.
It doesn't matter because the payoff. They are the matches that do pay off. Wrestling, I think, is so overproduced now that they think too much about it. And this is one of the major reasons I never used to watch the Marvel films is that the actual action, to me, there's so much of it, it actually desensitizes it. So in the end, I'm like, okay, yeah, there's a lot of action, big deal. And that's why I'm not a big fan of that stuff. Whereas I like one of my old-time favorites, Conan the Barbarian, the story leads up, and then the action is proportionate to the thing. So when it pays off, it's not too crazy, and you love it, and So I would appreciate what you said. Yes, the 20-minute finish would have been great, but yes, I think the billions of dollars on the line would suggest otherwise.
Well, it does just turn into pretty much of a series of everyone getting their shit in. That's the only way I can. That's my review of Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
But we're going to finish off, Steve.
Well, this is the segue.
Last 5 minutes. All-timer for an all-timer.
Yes.
So we've done action, we've done drama, we've done comedy. We're going to get back to action. It's our wheelhouse.
Yes.
This is going to be a toughie.
Okay.
Steven.
Yes.
Bruce Willis.
Oh, wowee. Oh, that is a toughie.
Because, I mean, there's the instant knee-jerk reaction, Die Hard.
Die Hard.
That,
Straight away, yes.
But I will present an argument for Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Okay.
And I'll also present another argument for R-rated Die Hard, known as Last Boy Scout.
That's a great film.
So where are you feeling, Steve? On Bruce Willis as a whole, and then your all-timer.
All right. Straight knee-jerk, as you said, Die Hard. Die Hard 1 for me.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a classic. And I think probably I'm going to rate that as probably one of the greatest, if not the greatest action film of all time.
It's the blueprint action film.
Yeah.
That was so successful that it changed the blueprint again. You know, I mean, like Schwarzenegger's changed the blueprint of what was required for an action movie. You needed to have muscles, you needed to like lock and load and all that sort of stuff, and have like montages,
Yeah.
and just have more guns than bullets. You know? Like,
yes.
But then it got redefined with Die Hard, with the average looking bloke being the action hero, you know, and like there is no film like, you know, even to like, I mean, there's obviously you could list the movies that copy Die Hard, but even a film like Taken, no one's taken Liam Neeson seriously as a action star if it's not for, you know, John McClane.
Yes. So Die Hard, you just made me think of one. Do you ever see John Cena's 12 Rounds?
Oh, Die Hard with a Vengeance Part 2.
Die Hard with a Vengeance, isn't that funny? It was
a complete rip-off.
Oh, and they did it so badly as well.
They did it so badly, but so well.
Okay.
Because the one thing I love about, I mean, this is to segue to John Cena, but the Marine and 12 Rounds were so good because they hit, I don't know if it was intentional or not, but they hit every fucking cliche imaginable. Like, Marine, like every time something blows up, he happens to dive out the back door into the into some sort of water. You know, and like the first scene of the Marine it's him and his, you know, Marine buddies going into some camp. They're like, you can't go in there. And he goes, I'm going to save them. And he goes in there and he blows everyone up and he saves them. And then he's back at the Marine base and he's been discharged from the Marines, honourable discharge. And then he's back home with his wife. You're like, fuck, you've killed like what's essentially the entire plot of A Few Good Men into 30 seconds. And now the rest of it's just some shitty, I need to get my wife back movie.
Let's not talk about John Cena. That's terrible. So yes. So Die Hard.
Yes.
One for me. Pulp Fiction.
Oof. Can you say Pulp Fiction
He
considering...
has a significant role in it.
But he's
not the main man.
Yeah, but his role in it is the worst part of the film.
Well, that's because of his stupid girlfriend.
Yeah, she ruins the whole... Yeah. She is the handbrake of that movie. That movie is, like, arguably one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
And that whole thing with her and her fucking pancakes and Potbelly just ruined that fucking movie.
I know. But there was a crucial part which she forgets to watch, which then leads Bruce back into the apartment, which finishes Travolta.
Yep.
So she has it, but yes, the character, I hated it, but I did like Bruce Willis' character. I liked the boxer.
Yeah, Butch was good. Yeah.
Had a great scene with him and Ving Rhames, and the music, you're talking about the good music.
Yeah. I
think it's a song by Al Green.
Yeah.
Let's Stay Together.
Yeah,
That's in the background. Great song. So look, Pulp Fiction is up there. There's a film that he does with Mos Def. It's called 16 Blocks.
Yeah.
It might be a bit of a sleeper. Not many people might have seen it.
Yep.
But, which then leads me on to, what has Bruce Willis even done in the last 10 to 12 years, which has anyone's even seen it?
He's done 2 really bad Die Hard movies.
Yes. Which I've never seen, by the way.
There's another one coming.
Yes, John McClane, it's called.
Yeah. He did Red, which was a really good series.
I haven't seen that one.
Red was, the first one was really good. It was that whole premise of, it's the oldies. They're all former CIA operatives or whatever, you know, like former FBI, whatever. And they've got that, you know, that one more job, but they're all like sort of senior citizens. And it plays off the humor of that. But it was very good. And then they made a Red 2, which I didn't watch, but I just, as soon as I hear something 2, I tend to kind of go, ugh.
Yeah.
2 is really good.
Yeah.
You know, 3, Die Hard with a Vengeance. That's always, sometimes can win a franchise back, but 2 is really good.
Yeah, two Die Hard. I think they ruined.
Die Hard 2 wasn't great. Yeah.
No, and they had the dad from
Family Matters.
Family Matters in it. No, not Family Matters. He was the dad. He was.
He's in the first one as
the
well.
other one. What's the one? It's the old 70s one with the big lips guy. What's his name?
Oh, no.
Forget it. Come on, it's the old classic. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The dad.
The dad.
The dad in that. He's in it. But listen to the listen to the list of these films, which you probably none of you have all seen, because they seem to me to be just like general action film starring Bruce Willis.
Yes.
I'm just going to read out a couple of them, all right? Yeah. And hey, if you disagree with me, I'd love for you to tell me about it on Facebook. Airstrike. Is that Reprisal?
Yeah.
Death Wish, which I have seen, by the way. It was on
Death Wish was like a reboot of the old
Wasn't very
old
good,
classic.
though.
No.
Thirst Kill.
Oh, man.
Acts of Violence.
There you go.
Split. Marauders. They seem like just B-grade action films, but get over the line because Bruce Willis has been in it.
That's the thing. Like, they become like parodies of themselves.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I was listening to a podcast the other day where they did a rewatchables on Heat, the classic Pacino, De Niro movie. They're like saying that, there aren't two actors these days that have the acclaim that you could have Pacino and De Niro have those two. Like, you couldn't have two actors from today face off in a scene like they do in the diner and have it be as intense as those two nailed it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's such a good movie. By the same token, those two have also since then done some fucking duds, which are just paying their rent. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what happens to these big stars. They get huge checks thrown at them, and they need to pay their bills, pay their mortgage. You know, they used to be the guy that makes $20 million a film. Now they're the guy that might make $1 million. So you need to make 20 films to make those sorts of things. So yeah,
and that's what he's doing. 12 Monkeys.
Yes,
put that on the list.
Yep,
I do really, really like 12 Monkeys. And I'm really stuck on this TV show now that I really want to remind you what it was back in the 70s. Yeah. I'll think of that maybe. Fifth Element.
Fifth Element.
That was
good.
A bit, you know.
I don't think you can put it in his all time.
No. But that was in a prime time of his career. Sixth Sense. See, that's more. It's not so much the acting in that one. Yeah.
It's the idea of that one gets that one over the line.
Yeah.
So I won't give it to, and because it's not like, you don't think of it as, it's the cool Bruce Willis movie. It's the kid movie.
Yeah,
you know, like that has Bruce Willis in it. So I want the ones where he's really the star. So I mean, like I said, he had that little turn back again. Like, he sort of resurged his career with Pulp Fiction. There's you Die Hard with a Vengeance, and then Last Boy Scout.
Right. The Last Boy Scout. But the film, the TV show, I finally worked it out. I'm pretty sure he's the main man in it. The Good Times. And what's the guy with the big lips called?
Jimmy Walker.
Yeah. I'm glad I got that off my chest now. It took about 3 minutes, but finally I'm glad I did that. So anyway, going back to the point, I'm going to say Die Hard number one. No, the one that really kickstarted it.
Well, I'm going to go Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Okay.
Purely because I'm contrarian. and also just the fact that, you fell on the sword last week, and I'll fall on the sword for this week. Which I know I'll probably lose this one, but Die Hard with a Vengeance holds a special place for me because I saw it at the cinema.
Yeah.
So I'd seen Die Hard as a kid, like as a young kid, but didn't really, it was just action and blow up, and I wasn't really paying attention.
Yeah.
But then when I was a bit older and Die Hard with a Vengeance came out, my mum took me to the cinema, and that opening scene with, same thing, classic song, that Hot Town Summer in the City song. Starts playing, and then like the credits are playing, and all of a sudden there's this huge explosion, and then the next scene you see a very hungover John McClane in the back of a car. So it's a really like I said, it got me hooked within the first 30 seconds. I'm in the cinema, which was always like a treat when you're a kid. And so that one drew me in, and then from that one, that's when I went back and watched Die Hard 1 and Die Hard 2 again, and then obviously fell in love with Die Hard 1 and loved, passable Die Hard 2. But Die Hard with a Vengeance was the one that really hooked me in, and that was the one. So that's going to be my number, because I don't know, it's just, it has all the great elements of the first one. It's the one guy having the one bad day, plus the fact that he's hungover, which always just,
he's like that scumbag.
It plays into my wheelhouse, mate. Yeah. I do some of my best work ever, hungover. The night before, maybe not so much. But that's why that one's going to win it for me. And Last Boy Scout for me, that's a very tough out, because not only because it has like once again, Bruce Willis being R-rated John McClane, but it has prime Damon Wayans.
Prime Damon Wayans.
Prime Damon Wayans. And a very young Halle Berry. So
yes, that's right. Yeah.
It's just a really, really good movie. It's really gritty, and it's about football as well, which I love.
That.
It also has Billy Blanks, the Tybo guy in it. Yeah, he's the running back at the start.
Okay.
That pulls the gun out of his pad, starts shooting people, then kills himself. That's right. Rain Man doesn't forget anything. Man. But yeah, so they're like, it's really hard out for Last Boy Scout. Like that's how much I ride for Last Boy Scout. But I'm gonna go with Die Hard Avengers.
Die Hard Avengers. I'm going Die Hard.
Yeah, we'll put it on the list. You can come up with a little Easter egg for everyone this week. Pop it in there, Steve.
Pop it in there.
Something for everyone to remember because we know. Like I said, we've
good times. It's going to be good times. All right. I spent minutes thinking about it. It's called Good Times.
Good times.
That's the Easter egg.
That's the Easter egg. That's the one that everyone's going to write.
That's the one I want to say.
We're 100 people, and we appreciate Brett and Benny just outing people that haven't been listening to the show.
Yep.
We love that. We need that support. We need you guys to get behind it. Yep. Once again, share it on Facebook, guys. Send it out to everybody. That's going to be us for this week. So for Speako One is saying goodbye. For Steve Burrows,
see you later.
We'll speak to you next week. Peace.
Peace.
Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to AuscastNetwork.com for details.